Okay, y'all, so let's talk about this. So, you've seen the thumbnail. Guys, tell me you don't notice the changes. Tell me you don't notice the completely backwards meaning of a heel in the face and what's going on in WWE. As I told you before, wrestling as a whole have gotten to the point where the majority of companies you see now, good guys often have heel personas. So you don't know who's good and who's bad until you see the match. And if you're listening to what commentary is saying if they have enough, of the storyline passed over to them that they can explain to you as a viewer why this is happening and who's who. Because in this era of time, let's not get it twisted. Even Ric Flair back in the day would do his woo, even when he was a heel, and the fans would do it right along with him. But bottom line, for the most part, the heels got booed, man. And that was the whole point. It was good versus evil. Now you'll have, and here's how faces get hurt and why faces can't prevail in WWE, but why they can in AEW. Let me give you an example of something. Let's look at the storyline between Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. Hangman went through some tough times in his life where, according to storyline, he was bitter. He was angry. He was upset. This man has a daughter he loves very much, right? Loves his woman and all that. So, bottom line, I will do everything I can to protect them. But in this sport of pro wrestling, this job of mine, let's look at it. This job of mine that I go to every day. And this is what I love to do. This is what I put my energy and time in outside of my family. This is how I feed them, right? This is how I keep the lights on. I have to be the best that I can be. But because of what I'm personally dealing with, I just don't care. Do you understand what I'm saying? And if you remember, he wasn't even getting along with the Bucks at one point. It's like he didn't care if you were a hate face or a heel. He just didn't care. You understand what I'm saying? Swerve was the good guy. Will Ospreay, you know what I'm saying, was trying to dig down inside of him. He had people trying to bring that, hey, I know you're a good dude, man, but right now, the way you're acting, what you're doing, this is wrong, right? And they're trying to bring it out of him. Now, at the same time, they're trying to get the title off of Moxley. Moxley's a heel, but Moxley's character, if you understand, he cares about AEW. He loves AEW. He wants for people to not just sit in the back and live off of a gimmick or just settle for what their position is. No, we all want to strive for everybody to want to be the best. Does that mean everybody's going to be world champion? No. But what it does mean is we take what we're doing serious. And with or without a title, we're going to do what we have to do to keep this show on the map and just grow. However fast or however long it takes, but continue to grow and not fall from where we are ever. But let's just stay strong. Simple. Make AEW the best company that it can possibly be, whether that means it being viewed at number one at some point or whatever, doesn't matter. We are here, though, to make sure people understand AEW is here to stay. And we're not some company that's just here. Moxley made that clear. So, face or heel, he never turned his back on AEW. So even with him having the belt and the briefcase, people didn't understand what he was doing. You understand what I'm saying? You don't see me with the belt. You see a briefcase, but I'm the champ. That belt represents this company. I represent this company. That belt represents me. You understand what I'm saying? And bottom line, I'm pushing you guys to be better. You hear him in his promo saying, you guys think you want to be champ. You don't want to be champ. You don't want the sacrifices, right? Wait, this man gets suplexed onto his own spike nailed back. Oh my God, AEW's too brutal. AEW. Yeah, right. Because you don't see this kind of stuff in WWE. So at the end of the day, while all this is going on, Will Ospreay came to the conclusion that guy that was going to beat Moxley wasn't him. and it wasn't Swerve. It's Hangman. So now, like the Avengers, you know how Captain America always want to beef him and Iron Man and Thor and Hulk. Okay, we have to come to a common ground so we can defeat Thanos and or whoever the villain is, Doctor Doom, or whoever. We have to come to this common ground. We need each other. You understand what I'm saying? So they stood together. So in the midst of that, Hangman burnt down the house of Swerve Strickland. Do you understand what I'm saying? Shit got intensified. He took a syringe and stuck it in the mouth of Swerve Strickland. Oh my God, AEW is too brutal. See, that's what I'm saying. You got all these WWE little Pikachu and La Boo Boo toy playing with motherfuckers sitting up here trying to tell you what wrestling's supposed to be. Well, think about this. AEW give you grown-up storylines. See, it's not like AEW is just some hardcore company that just have a bunch of ECW style shit. We just bleed and fight, and what's really going on? I don't know. Hell, everybody's just complaining and talking shit, and then a fight breaks out while the music is playing. No. AEW gives you a well-balanced show, and they give you grown-up storylines. No, you don't see motherfuckers in here fighting over bracelets, and this is like a main storyline. You understand what I'm saying? This is, oh my God, that bracelet meant so much to me, and if you don't give it back to me, I'm going to end your career. Okay, does Punk even wear that fucking bracelet now? Does he even talk about that bracelet now? What about the Ula Fala? Huh? How come the Ula Fala isn't important anymore? You seen wrestlers in the past come out with those Ula Falas on, and it never became storyline, but they always came out with it. They represented it all the time. Where's the Ula Fala? See, they give you stupid, childish storylines, and you think that's what all of wrestling is supposed to be. Bullshit. So, when you're a face, you do face shit. When you're a heel, you do heel shit. See, my whole point with all of that is Swerve and Hangman Adam Page. Swerve was already the face, but he was so pissed off at the things that Hangman Adam Page was doing. Hangman Adam Page was a work in progress as far as getting back to himself to, I realized what I was doing was wrong now, and you know what? I'm doing what I have to do to become a better person. Do you understand what I'm saying? Swerve can see good in him, but at the same time, he was still pissed at things he's done. You understand what I'm saying? And it ends up being what? They have to work together at times, but they never really got past each other, the things that they done to each other. It was always something there. But it was the let's fight for the greater good type of thing. Do you understand? That's where they were. The AEW fans got it. It's you raw tards and you smack nerds and you NX terribles that don't get it. So what ends up happening, and mind you, you're guys that don't even like the fucking company that you sit and make videos about complaining every single week. So what fucking right do you have to talk about anything? You guys force yourselves to watch a company that you acknowledge don't care about you. You acknowledge that they really don't care about nothing but money, but you still support them. So you guys have no room to talk about anything because bottom line, it's like you saying, it's like you know the outcome before it even happens. That's how little faith and belief you have in this company. Yet you criticize everything AEW does, secretly watch it, love it, but can't say it. Because you guys are clowns. You're the ones missing out, though. Mr. and Mrs. I love pro wrestling. Right. So anyways, this is why AEW can pull off things like that. Why? Because they give you grown-up content. Just like you understand Captain America and Iron Man are all on the same team. The Avengers are together, but at times they bicker. They get into it. Families love each other, but at times things happen and they're not seeing eye to eye. And it's petty and childish 99.9% of the times, but bottom line is the tolerance of each other is because they do love each other. Do you understand what I'm saying? So at some point, they'll come to a common ground. Now, Swerve, it has turned heel. Hangman is a face right now. Let's say they had an issue and something happened and Swerve said, you know, because of our past, I'm going to give you a pass or something to that effect. It's kind of like, for example, when Sting got turned on by the Horsemen. Remember, they were all in the ring. Sting had the all black outfit on and stuff. This was back surface Sting with the face, the colorful face paint and all that. And they turned on Sting. And remember when Flair was telling them, I owed you a favor because you helped me. But now we're even. But Flair turned on him ultimately. This is my freaking point. Since when does heels care about doing the right thing for a face? Heels look out for other heels. The faces are supposed to look out for the faces. Till this day, right now in 2026, what still happens in professional wrestling? A clash happens, a face is fighting a heel, all the heels come out to interfere or after the match and stop out the good guy, and after the damage is done, here come the good guys, one at a time, running out after. Now, don't you think a face would know, no, we don't trust these guys. We know that they're going to interfere. And what happens? They run out. Now, here they go. They've hit the ring. They're right behind them. But it's mostly the good guys are always, like they say, nice guys finish last. When the Road Warriors were faces, they did face shit. When they were heels, they did heel shit. Yeah. At the crowd, they don't care how you feel. We're heels. We want you to cheer for the good guy and boo us. That's why a lot of times you'll see a heel cut a promo and the crowd's out there cheering for the heel and he'll say something like, and they're booing the face. What does the heel do? To switch the momentum. Just like all you idiots out here cheering for me, I don't want you to cheer for me. You guys are pathetic. If I was from this piece of shit town, I'd shoot myself. Something to get them to boo. Okay, why? We're trying to get this face over. But they're cheering for us. Jade Cargill comes out. She shakes the fucking hand of Rhea Ripley. Let me explain this to you guys, okay? Sometimes you need to see what unfolds to be able to really call what's going on. I don't need to see anymore. I already seen enough. So let's think about this. Rhea Ripley tells Jade Cargill she can't wrestle, basically. Her body's just for show. Okay, she tweeted these nasty things about her. All she do is talk, she don't wrestle. Jade responds with, oh, like you always talk to creative. This is all to get people go, ooh, ooh, ooh. They know, all of us content creators, they know these podcasters are, oh, they're all going to talk about this. They're trying to cook up as much attention as they can for the company. That's all they're doing. This shit was fake. It's garbage. You said those things to each other. Let's think about it. CM Punk stole Christian Cage's whole, I'll bury you next to your dead father or what, right? He stole that whole thing. How did that end? Did that end with a fucking handshake and no. Now they say all these nasty things to each other. Piper Niven jumps in, Chelsea Green jumps in, right? Just for Jade to come out and want to shake the hand of Rhea Ripley. Here's the funny thing. Jade's supposed to be the heel, right? Rhea's supposed to be the face. Rhea has the same mentality, the same aura as Jade. But Jade is the bad guy. She's the one wanting to shake hands, though. I respect you, Rhea, but I'm not impressed. Now, we saw that bullshit. Impressed by what? Am I saying a heel can't acknowledge how good a face is? No. What I'm saying is the face is supposed to be loved and accepted by the fans. The heel is supposed to be booed and rejected. It's just the way it goes. I mean, like, example, you're sitting there watching the Marvel movie, right? Now, you might like or love Thanos as a character. Now, unless you just rock with the villains, more than likely, what happens? Everybody wants to see the heroes prevail. I can remember when we was watching Endgame. The theater was packed. They were packed. And when that scene came, remember when the heroes were getting beat down and Thanos was looking strong, like he was about to just end it all, and all of a sudden you saw, Black Panther and all these characters coming in, and man, the arena went nuts. And when they saw Spider-Man, yeah, fuck yeah! Oh, I mean, it was like you had a concert, like it was like you were in a stadium somewhere at a football game. That shit went. I mean, everybody went ballistic in that motherfucker, and it's just a movie. Just like wrestling, it's not real, but people are so into it. I mean, they went nuts. I'm talking. We were sitting like midway, and I like to sit at the very top. I love the top, but we were like midpoint. So from the front to the back, I mean, you could feel the vibrations in your body. It's like it made the hairs on your body stand up because everybody was so into it. That's the effect of good guy, bad guy shit. And WWE clearly doesn't understand that. So unless Cody Rhodes or Randy Orton is going to turn heel before WrestleMania or during WrestleMania, it's still not going to have the same effect because nothing is building up before the event. So let's just say they come to this conclusion in the next couple of weeks. Hey, we need to make somebody go heel. Hey, you know what? If Randy Orton does it, well, it's just what Randy has always done. He's been a fucking heel more than he's been a face in the majority of his career. If Cody does it, it's like we knew it was coming. There's no shock value because it's been teased and talked about. So if it finally happens, so what? And everybody's going to know it's just so the fans can tolerate him being champion more. How about Drew McIntyre? Well, I told you guys, hey, any wrestler go wherever they go. That's their decision. But I'm saying, when you can't see something that's right in front of you, it's because you don't want to, or you're slow on the brains. Example, how many times have you filled out an application, you do your homework on this company, and what's the first thing you do if you go like on Indeed? You pull up, let's see what people are saying about this place, and you see comments like, hey, if you're married, you better not bring your wife here. All anybody do is fuck the boss here. Oh, here, all people do is look for hookups. Oh, those nights when you get snowed in because you're an essential worker, best believe somebody's going to be trying to fuck your wife. Oh, those, right? All this stuff. Hey, they don't treat people fairly. Hey, these people are liars. You work with a skeleton crew most of the time. Hey, management does nothing. The union, all this type of shit. Now, unless you're just a person that I need something right now, I don't give a fuck if they want me to paint the letter S on Skittles candy. Hell, I need something right now. Then you take whatever you can out of desperation because, hey, it's time of need, right? But for the most part, you're not stuck there. It's not like you can't go find something else. But you understand what I mean? If you're like, let me look for something else while I'm working right now, are you going to choose jobs that have terrible reviews? So my thing with Drew McIntyre is this, right? People constantly say, Drew's a beast. Drew's a killer. Right. Just like Jade fucking Cargill. But not this WWE version of her. Do you guys realize out of all of these fucking channels that got fucking 80,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, 300,000 subscribers, do you understand that these people, just like most of you fans, they're speaking from emotion, not real intellect? When I say to you, they don't care about Drew McIntyre. They gave this guy nothing. Even before the belt, he's always getting beat, right? He's always losing, right? Look at him. 265 pounds of muscle, right? And can't beat shit. 50-50 matches or losing a majority, or 60-40 matches with guys like Cody Rhodes and little ass CM Punk. And are you serious? Are you shitting me? And I told you, the day of the big muscular wrestler is over in terms of their potency. This is why they're having 50-50 matches with Dominic Mysterio and little guys like that. These characters are not believable in WWE. They're boring. There's no excitement to them. Listen, you guys, I'm a jack dude, man. If I'm 250 fucking 5 pounds. If I was in the gym sparring a little 175, 210 pound guy at my size, and that guy was giving me work, Now we're talking about real fighting. Instantaneously, people would start to look how big he is, look how hard he hits, look how fast he is. Damn, look at his footwork. Why is he struggling with this little guy? Why? Simply because it's real. You won't understand why is a 255-pound guy. Because think about this. There's weight classes in boxing. So some people rehydrate where, okay, let's say if the bout is at 154, that person might be 170 fight night. As heavyweights, people look at it different because it's heavyweights because there's no weight distinction. Well, now they have this Bridgerweight nonsense. But what I'm saying is you can be much smaller than a guy as a heavyweight. The problem is people don't know how to fucking box anymore. You got guys way up here. You're fighting a guy this tall. And yet, you're fighting the guy at this. Motherfucker, your reach is like this. His reach is like this. Work behind that stick. Keep it long. Keep that shit long. Right? Keep it long. Pop out. Hit him with the 1-2. You know, slide sometime. Think. Throw the 2. Throw the fucking. What the fuck are you doing? Fighting this guy's fight. We say that. You watch the NBA. Where are the fucking centers at? Motherfucker, you're 7'2". Why the fuck are you at 3-point range? Why are you outside the paint? Well, the NBA has changed. Do you guys not understand what you're seeing? So we're sitting here watching faces act like heels. Faces, fighting faces. For what? There's no story. Do you understand? Hangman burnt down Swerve's fucking house. Hangman stuck a syringe in his fucking, okay? And suppose like dope doing something. Story, but bottom line, he's done things to him. WWE has storylines where nobody's really done anything to anybody. They're just beefing because of, okay, you're a wrestler, I'm a wrestler. We're on the roster, we have to fight. But it's nothing that's really intriguing. So what's actually happening between the two? No, they just come out, confront each other, or here comes Nick Aldis at the top of the ramp, or Adam Pearce, and okay, since you guys can't get enough of each other, how about, because I'm sick of this, I'm sick of it. Oh, you're sick of the fact that competitors want to wrestle? How about next week at Elimination Chamber, you versus you, or how about you guys make sure you're ready? Because that match is going to be the same repetitive shit we've been seeing for years. Tonight! Oh, we didn't see that coming. And that match starts now. Yeah, and we've seen them fight 50,000 times already. And yeah. So because of what's being said, you guys go nuts and have a lackluster, mediocre match. Faces are supposed to do face type shit. Heels are supposed to do heel type shit. Anytime a heel starts to care and show care towards a face, one of two things happen. One, that heel is having to change of heart. What am I doing? And they switch back to the good side and they become faces again. Or two, they pull a Marcus Bagwell. He was the king of that shit. Pretend he's about to turn face, he's showing emotion, and then all of a sudden, bow, he hits the switch and turn heel on your ass. He's already heel. He tricked you though. Got you to trust him just so he could stab you in the back again. That's what you get. The heels don't walk around here wanting to shake your hand and wanting to be nice to you and want to compliment you and all this shit. I mean, Rhea Ripley stands there and repeats pretty much what Jade says right back to her and then repeats the mic drop, right? And what is Jade doing? Smiling, shaking her head and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? So let's imagine this, man. You remember when the Road Warriors turned on Sting? Because they had a three-way and Sting was in there cleaning house and the Warriors got jealous And the fans are going nuts and they just both turned on Sting and shit. Remember that? Right. And then fuck you to the crowd and all whatever. And okay, so now guess what? All before that, they were cheering the Road Warriors. And the Road Warriors is a team that was heel, then they face. Then they face, then they heel. Same way. Sting was heel and face in his career as well. But he was face far longer than he was heel. But bottom line is, you can distinguish who's who. You understand why this guy is fighting this guy. And the faces stand for justice. The heels don't. Somewhere through time, pro wrestling has forgotten that. And things have changed to where they are now. Now, my thing is, when you have an interesting enough story, okay, yeah, you can actually look and go, hey, you know what, man? I actually like this. I prefer blah, 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 but I can deal with blah, blah, blah. Because why? It's interesting. And then you got to understand, today's wrestling reflect the time of now. You hear videos of people saying, I don't trust nobody. People pretend to be your friend, stab you right in the back. I don't care. See, what's the difference is this is supposed to be an art form, right? Which means when you try to make something too realistic when it's not real, you start to saturate the shit. Because you think people can relate more to it. See, Eric Bischoff is a perfect candidate for that bullshit. Well, he's an advocate for that bullshit because why? That motherfucker was talking about reality TV, and I'm like, I don't like the direction. I get what they're doing, but no. What they're doing with this reality TV style thing, it allows the wrestlers to not be in character. You get to see the real side of them, supposedly. We don't need to see that shit. Who cares? But you can connect with the audience more because reality TV, see, here we go. That's the thing. You start focusing more and too much on trying to make things real. Like example, reaction videos show you how naive people are. I don't give a fuck if you got 12 degrees hanging up on your fucking wall because you went to college and spent your whole life. I don't give a fuck. Look at how they react. Look at how people react to movies. You realize no matter how many times you try to react to scene, every time you watch that movie, the same thing's going to happen, right? You can use computer AI to make your own version, but it's still has nothing to do with that movie. Example, I'll give you a perfect example. I've seen several videos. I study human behavior. I look at what people are doing and how they react to things. And fellas, this is also a great way to know who you should date and who not as well. Trust me. There's a lot you can learn about a person. Well, my thing is every time, let's say they do that Rocky IV scene where Drago kills Apollo. I swear to you, if I've seen 500 reactions to that, at least 400 and fucking 97 people cried. And the thing is, if you didn't know it was a reaction video, I swear you think somebody was watching the news, like something that something real. No. You gotta be. I'm hyperventilating. This guy, I know. He killed. Oh my God! First Rocky loses Paulie now, Paulo. I can't. God deserves whatever happened. It's like, oh, snap out of it. It's just a fucking movie. The most you get for that, hey, that was well done. He did that, but damn, Apollo had to go. All right. Now Rocky gonna kick your ass, bro. Oh, right, but we didn't fucking cry when we saw this shit. But these people watch this stuff and oh my God, they just cannot understand. It's a movie. They over-rationalize shit. They overthink everything. Now, you would think if someone did this, because the character in the movie is not supposed, it's like when you watch a horror film, for example, and you hear, the characters in the fucking film don't hear that. What do? See, this is stupid. As soon as I hear that, I'm running. They're not supposed to hear it. All of that is for you, the viewer. It's to run chills up your back, to put the fear in you. Oh, waiting for a jump scare. That's what that's supposed to be. The characters in the movie don't know there's a fucking axe murderer out in the woods. Wait, they don't know this. So everything, just watch the fucking movie. It's fantasy. It's not real. We can all piggyback off some shit like I always say, but it's not real. You're trying to make something real that's not. This is all fantasy stuff. The thing about what they should do is focus on making it interesting and keeping it, fresh for the fans when they're watching, that they're intrigued. Perfect. Listen, a lot of people just ask for way too much. You understand what I'm saying? They ask for way too much. They walk away from a show acting like it's real life when it's not. I watch Boys in the Hood. Let me give you an example. I can relate to so much of those movies because it's coming from a space where, we got that friend that 17 years old, he's gone. Hey, the guy who used to chill with all that, somebody from your crew, gone. Right? People want to do what they want to do, and then when it backfires, gone. Now, example, I've seen people react to that. And when Ricky got shot and killed, oh, Ricky, no, oh my God, right? Now, mind you, all they talked about, especially when he opened that letter, his mom opened the letter and found out that he got accepted into the country. He got accepted. What about his daughter? Notice how they'll react to that, but not the fact that his daughter doesn't have her father anymore. Right? But I get it. But then at the end, the same way. When the guy told him, hey man, you still got one brother left. Cuban Gooding Jr.'s character. And he goes up and hug Ice Cube, and as Ice Cube is walking across the street and you see him walking and he disappears, then you see the words 2 weeks later, someone killed Doughboy. And I'm like, that's not normal. Anytime you can watch something and lose the fact that this is just fantasy, is not real, something's not right. And that's part of what I'm saying, fellas. If you dating some fucking person that's always in their feelings and cry over it, you are going to have a mess on your hands. Because if you're crying over that, any little thing you do is going to tick that person off. And take it for what it's worth. I'm telling you like this right here, man. This generation, you always hear people talking about mental health disorders. It's not like it's something new. But they, instead of trying to fix it, what do? They embrace it. They embrace the shit. It's not normal. You cry over a movie, but see someone get killed in real life, in real time, and go, oh my God, that's this neighborhood. He must have done something. Wait, you're not going to cry over that fucking person that lost their life for real, but you cry over a fucking movie? You don't see that? So, case in point, this is not a real fucking sport. It's look, they use athleticism, yes. They get injured, they get hurt. The shit's predicted. It's predetermined. Okay, so let's not act stupid. It's pre-fucking determined. Anthony Joshua broke Jake Paul's jaw in 2 different places with 1 punch. And they say when Jake Paul do that, stick his tongue out, his opponents always either back off. They showed examples of it. And I said, okay, you know what? Damn, they sure. Well, yeah, this shit looks, yeah. But when he did it to AJ did it back to him. AJ walked him down. AJ carried him because the dude ran. And AJ made it known that Jake Paul wanted to fight, but he wanted to fight where he wouldn't get hurt. So, yeah, he was trying to get AJ to reason with them. Didn't happen. This guy went from getting ready to fight 135-pound Gervonta Davis. And Tank Davis, I said, because I have another channel, and I said on my other channel, on my boxing channel, I said, no. I said, when Tank Davis said, let something go wrong, you know what I'm talking about. You watch what happened. Let something go wrong. And I didn't know exactly what the deal was, but I said, I think he's alluding to a fixed fight. Like maybe they're telling him not to knock Jake Paul out, but Jake might try to get dirty on him or so. I don't, but and all of a sudden, the fight was off due to personal issues of Tank Davis. All of a sudden, after the fight's off, you hear nothing about Tank Davis issues anymore. And out of nowhere, it's Jake Paul versus a fucking heavyweight now. Nah, see, AJ didn't go with the script. AJ said, nah, fuck this. And he stretched his ass. And AJ still didn't put everything on those punches. By far, he didn't. But bottom line, Jake Paul was trying to be this persona of he's some great fight. No, he fight a bunch of old fucking fighters way past their prime, and most of them MMA guys. And these casuals think that this guy really can fight. No. He went in there, ran all night long, fell to the floor multiple times, hugging this guy's leg. Oh, he put up a great effort at what? What, he's playing dodgeball? Monkey in the middle? Or some shit? What is he playing? Because he wasn't fucking fighting. Here and there, quick jab and run and ducking all. The guy showed long time. I know he's not a real fighter. I know what the fuck a real fighter is. And I know Jake Paul isn't that. So with all that being said, y'all, when you start trying to make something so real to the point that you're forgetting it's just a show. You start making too many problems for everything, and nothing satisfies you. Not a good movie, not a fucking video game, not an anime, nothing, not an amusement park. There's always something that people, this generation is just full of a bunch of complaining, whining little bitches. Say it like it is, man. They don't want to give credit where it's due. They bitch about something that they claim they love the most, but they can't. It's like, example, if you say, I don't care how many water parks or how many theme parks they make, Great Adventures is the best. It rules over everything, right? And then all of a sudden, Great Adventure starts downsizing and they completely suck. But you done talk so much about Great Adventures and grew up going to Great Adventures all your life to where now you will say Dorney Park sucks even though you never been to it. You will say that King's Dominion suck even though you never been to it. You'll say that Busch Gardens suck even though you never been to it. You'll say Wildwood, Maurice Pierce suck because even though you never been to it. Why? Because your fucking beloved Great Adventure sucks now. Now all of a sudden everything sucks. All amusement parks sucks. But then you got people going, man, fuck Great Adventures, man. I'm coming from Dorney. Dorney sucks. How the fuck would you know? You never even been there. But then all of a sudden you catch yourself on YouTube watching videos of Dorney Park going, damn, this place looks amazing. But I can't say that because then I'm going to be admitting that they're better than Great Adventures. This is the childish mentality. Guys, do you ever watch TikTok videos and see dudes with all white fucking hairs on their face and head, receding their hairline, fucking all this shit gone, and they're sitting there cursing at the fucking screen and cursing at the video? Like, you do realize that the TV nor the fucking character can hear you, right? And you do realize that even if you can give voice command that they have no human feelings, right? It's just computer shit. Because you look really stupid. Perfect example. I see this guy on TikTok playing a football game. It's with that MetaQuest shit or whatever. So, he's acting out the throwing, the running, and everything, right? And I've seen several people, and they all do the same thing. Come on, man. You got to catch the fucking ball. What are you doing? Sit this nigga the fuck down. Sit this nigga. Nigga, we losing, mother nigga. What the fuck? Catch the motherfucker. Well, dumbass. You're the fucking one orchestrating everything. You fucked up. The fuck are you? And what are they going to tell you? Oh, I just do this for the audience. Well, this is entertaining to your audience? A grown-ass man sitting here yelling at a fucking TV screen? This is the time we're in, people. Stupidity. Ignorance. Immaturity. This is a new kind of stupid. So when you see these things happening in pro wrestling, understand it, okay? It's all bullshit. Okay? It's a show. And either you like the show or you don't. But the heel persona versus the face persona has got lost in the mix. And WWE is a prime example of it. I mean, let's look at that picture with the Road Warriors. Rick Steiner, Ric Flair, Sting, and Luger. Just look at how these motherfuckers look like men. And then look at the other picture. Hell, Jade Cargill looked more masculine than fucking CM Punk and Ricky Saints and the other motherfucker in the picture. Let's just look at what they're wearing. Let's look at them. Just look at them. Back in the day, if you guys remember this, and if you ever heard this, I was a little kid at the time. Me and my dad and a couple of his coworkers were two of the people that saw the Iron Sheik and Hacksaw Jim Duggan together. It was after that moment that Vince McMahon and other people within the business realized, damn, man, you guys have been exposed. Like, now you're ruining the business for people. So they didn't want heels or faces to ride in cars together. So they would book it to where the faces roll with other faces that was on the card and the heels roll with other heels that was on the card. It's as simple as that. Because now, just think about this. We just saw Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh, Iron Sheik, you may not like this country, but this is the great U.S. of A. And I'm going to fight with everything within the fibers of my body to defend the USA, the great citizens of the USA, and for the WWF. And Iron Sheik, understand, when you come against Hacksaw Jim Duggan, I'm not coming alone. It's going to be me, all these red-blooded Americans, and my 2x4, and we're coming for justice. Oh, right? Iron Sheik. These stupid Americans, you know nothing. My country of Iran, the greatest of all time, the greatest country, the greatest wrestlers. Look at me, right? Hacksaw Jim Duggan, you go down and I tuck on you. I tuck on the American flag. I tuck on you stupid Americans. Iran, #1. Iron Sheik, right? Saying all this shit back and forth. They get in the ring. They fight. They cheat. Sheik busts him open. Cheat to win. Uses his own 2x4. Now we see you motherfuckers in the car together going to a hotel. It's like, wait, what the fuck? You see, you're not protecting pro wrestling when you do that. Another reason why I don't like these reality shows. I never watch. I don't even care about WWE. Like I keep telling you guys, but I don't care for this Unreal. And I don't care about I don't want to know what happens behind the scenes. I don't want to know. I already know too much about it. I know what happens. So I don't want it in my mind because it takes the fun away. And it makes this shit more predictable. So even pro wrestlers in WWE, like Damian Priest just spoke and said he don't like Unreal. The Undertaker doesn't like it. It just gives too much away. Even that idiot Hulk Hogan said that shit years ago that people learn too much about the business, and he's right. He's right. And I always compare that to magic shows because I grew up watching magic shows. Magic shows was a family thing. The whole family sat around the TV watching it. And how did they do that? The intrigue is what kept you interested. Plus the tricks look cool. Now that I know how they do it, why the fuck do I want to keep watching it? It just took everything away. And it's after those shows that I remember that show they did in the 90s where they exposed everything about magic. And after that, I promise you, the magic shows. When the last time you seen a magic show come on TV? And I'm not talking about that David Blaine bullshit where like him walking on water in there, oh wow, doing this under his feet, and you clearly can see the fucking trick wire from his back. Up and I mean stupid shit. Like that's not even magic. That's just bullshit. But it was fun. They had it also magic tricks always a part of the circus, so everything was different. But after that show, it was just like, man, we have no reason to watch now. We know how they do it. And it's the same thing with pro wrestling. You look, common sense is this, right? When a guy gets his head busted open in pro wrestling, right? Every time what they used to do is they would go under the fucking, like the ring mat, and they still do it to this day. They'll crawl, and then when they come, their head is bust open. But it's never a big knot like what would happen in real life if I slammed your head to a turn, but it's always just your face is full of red, right? Your shit up, right? Now, like Jade Cargill's situation was real because it was an accident. When she split her shit open, you can see even now with her eyebrows missing the hairs. And yeah, she really got split open. Bill Goldberg really got split open. Those are accidents. Look at Devon Dudley. Fucking head full of scar tissue. Yeah. And it's always the same thing. It's just, where's the lumps at? Where's the bruises at, right? Okay. So my thing is we knew Now, what I learned is that they had the razor under the wristband. I thought it was something other under the ring that they used so they knew where it be, okay, and then when I'm going to do that, then you crawl and that object, whatever. We knew it was like a razor, but we didn't know they had it in the wristband. But does it matter? No. So they're under there doing this real quick and then come out and all of a sudden, because they're sweating, the blood is making the sweat is making the blood pour down. Well, my whole point was, why did we need to know that they cut themselves open? You want to know what people don't understand about what that show was intended for? That show was not to improve pro wrestling. That show was not to boost or help the morale of pro wrestling. It was to uncover that you're watching a bunch of fake shit. And notice, the wrestlers that was in that show were wrestlers that at the time was no longer really big in the business of doing much of nothing. So it was like, fuck it, wrestling fucked me over, so I'm gonna help fuck wrestling itself over. That's what that was for. That show, that's what that show was designed for. Way too much, man. Way too much. We don't need to know all that. But again, the intrigue about pro wrestling, that's why back in the day as a kid, the Survivor Series and WWE had became our favorite WWE event. Because I remember, who did they have? They had, I think it was Andre, Big John Studd, King Kong Bundy. Who else was on that team? I just know it was a bunch of big dudes. And then you had Don Morocco, I think Ken Patera, Hogan, Bigelow, and maybe Orndorff. I can't remember, but I know about whoever it was. I know it came down to Bam Bam Bigelow. And he had got rid of Stud, I think, in Bundy. And then Andre was the last one left. And by this time, Bam Bam was just exhausted. He couldn't get through Andre. But that whole event, because it was nothing but teams, and every team had to survive. And that was so cool because, mind you, here we are in the era, we're watching the Avengers and shit, like the Marvel stuff. We're watching, what was it back in the day, the Super Friends. So you had the Legion of Doom versus the Super Friends. And like everything that you watched, whether it was the Thundercats, beefing with Mumra and his army, whether it was He-Man going against Skeletor and or Hordak. You understand what I'm saying? So it was, for us, and for me as a kid, it was like, I love this. I loved it. Because, like I said, it was good versus evil. But somewhere, like I said, in pro wrestling, man, where when people start to lose the plot and start trying to make this shit so real with what they think is real in terms of being relatable to the times that we're in. No, it's an art form. Stick to the fucking art. Because the more you try to make it reality type shit, it's just lazy writing. And you feel like people are just falling in the sink and you put no real creativity into it. That kills the wrestling vibe. And it makes you really just not care for the shit. I don't feel like that when I watch AEW. I love what AEW is doing. But we will never have the 80s again. The 90s, all that shit is done. And to be honest with you, until the NWO came out, because I always liked WCW and what they were doing, I liked the NWA. But until you had the what they call the Monday Night Wars, like what wrestling had turned into, that had became like, and because we knew that WCW ratings and everything had went up, so it was a great time. But honestly, my more favorite times in pro wrestling, honestly, for me, was when Sting and Luger and Muay and all of them, that early WCW and the NWA, that was my favorite time. And for WWE, the same thing. When they had like Ultimate Warrior, Hercules Hernandez, and Rick Rude and all those guys, the British Bulldog, the Killer Bee, like that was my favorite time for WWE. Honestly, outside, because the NWO like breathed new life into wrestling. I didn't really give a shit about the Attitude Era. I'm just telling you flat out. So for me, wrestling just got to the point where after that, it was like, and then WCW went away, and the shit just got boring to me. Like, I really just didn't care for most of what was going on in pro wrestling at that point. TNA came out. I was watching them. They had a throwback feel to them, and it was cool to watch TNA. And through the times, TNA was getting the same dirt kicked at them the same way AEW is. All the hatred towards them, and people wanting to see them go out of business. And people were saying the same stupid shit. I can't wait for the day that TNA goes out of business. Yeah, but now all of a sudden they have a little merger. They're the whores being pimped by WWE, and now all of a sudden you like TNA, right? Well, it just got to the point where I realized more and more that wrestling fans are some of the worst fans in the world. Because, see, wrestling, they'll tell you wrestling fans are the greatest. Nah, true wrestling fans can be. Okay, but first off, what the fuck do you got to be in a fan? I mean, I don't call myself, I'm not a fan of anything. I just respect and appreciate things. You know, you like things and that's that. But none of this shit runs my life. And it doesn't ruin my life. So, as I'm watching pro wrestling and just looking at the changes and how the characters just lost character, the wrestlers lost character. They were just a bunch of boring motherfuckers coming out. I'm gonna tell you this. Come Saturday night, I'm gonna beat you within an inch of your life. And I'm like, you look fucking stupid, man. None of this shit was even, you know what I mean? See, when Sting and Animal and the Hawk and people like Bad News Brother, these guys, it just came to them. All these other people, it's like they're just trying to force to try to look tough, trying to force to look impressive or intimidating. Or it just nothing flowed, nothing. It just got to the point that it just felt like a stage show instead of pro wrestling. And that's all WWE is right now. WWE is a weak-ass Broadway play, lazy writing, no story that you give a fuck about. The matches suck. I mean, it's just plain doo-doo. You got motherfuckers look like, you know, like I said, Dominic Mysterio look like a fucking dude that's built like a fucking golfer. You got dudes look like, if I look at fucking Dominic Mysterio and you ask me, what do you think he do for a living? I don't know. And they say, well, it's a sport. The last thing in my fucking mind would be pro wrestling. I think, what does he play pool? He's a professional bowler? What, he throw darts? Oh, I know. He plays bean toss. Last thing on my mind would be pro wrestling or boxing or actual combat sport. It has to be the last thing on my fucking mind. Now, I mean, look at the guy. The guy still rocks a mullet and that little Cheech and Chong mustache. Like, what the fuck is Dominic? Like, look at the guy. Look at his outfit. Look at what he wears to the ring. I mean, come on, man. Let's just be real. Could you imagine? I mean, let's not forget. This is what makes me laugh, too. I remember somebody made a comment about Marco Stunt. And what's the other guy? Little motherfucker. What is his name? I'll forget, but he's a little guy. And they were, oh man, AEW, all these little guys. Like, motherfucker, do you realize that fucking Hornswoggle pinned Carlito? Do you fucking realize they got women pinning men? And you're talking about Marco Stunt? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Marco Stunt was little. He's tiny. Does it look believable that Marco Stunt could go in there and kick Carlito's ass? But this is what I'm saying. You say no, but Hornswoggle did. You see, the point, through time, all of these stories that you hear, people want to tell you stories about who could wrestle, who couldn't, who was a scumbag, who was this, who was that. But all of these old wrestlers that try to stay relevant, try to keep their name, or try to get relevant again, always constantly in the mix of some he said, she said. You know, it just comes to the point where really people within the pro wrestling business is the biggest enemies of pro wrestling. And all they do is wish the downfall of any company that's on the come up. Think about this. You make this make sense. How in the fuck do you see companies on the rise And all y'all do is band together to want to see that company fail. But yet you love pro wrestling. You love when the business thrives. That's supposed to be constructive criticism? Predicting the downfall of a company? Are you shitting me? And it shows you how stuck in the past people are when they say things like, well, no other company was able to go past 6 years. So Tony Khan's going to fail. AEW's going to fail because of whatever stigmas that haunted other companies in the past. Why wouldn't you say, hey, man, it looks like Tony Khan is going to, hey, do his thing. Look like Tony Khan and AEW, they're on the rise. Hey, listen. Hey, Tony, listen. Yeah, Eric Bischoff, just want to tell you, man, I love what you're doing over there in AEW. Hey, keep it going, man. Yo, keep it going. We got a lot of veterans out here as well. We respect what you're doing, but if you ever want, just like you want to exchange ideas or want to get together, any of us, man, anytime, hit my phone or message me or whatever. Hey, yeah, Zeb Coulter. Hey, Tony. Yeah, man, listen. I love what you guys are doing. And the fact, too, that you have another great company where people have a place to go. And this, right? Hey, yeah, man. You understand what I'm saying? No. Instead of that, hey, this is Jim Cornette. Hey, Tony, listen. Nope. This isn't about let's praise and glaze Tony, but y'all did the same thing to Vince McMahon. Like when you say shit about Triple H took the company that Vince McMahon built, and he ran with it, and then he fucked it up. Well, Vince McMahon didn't create shit. Vince McMahon Sr. did. You motherfuckers make it seem like Vince McMahon Jr. built the WWE and created this company and then all of a sudden just built it from the ground up. No, he piggybacked off of the company that his fucking father built. So you guys give false information on your big channels, running your mouths about what you don't even know. Vince McMahon Jr. didn't create shit. He piggybacked off the fucking multi-million-dollar company that his father had built. And Vince McMahon Sr., unlike Jr., was about merging all these companies and the territories together to make pro wrestling fun and make people pay more attention to all of it. It helps the business. It helps the genre. That's what Vince McMahon Sr. was about. Jr. was like, oh no, these little filthy peasants are beneath me. I need for this WWF to be the only company. Completely different mindsets. And all the sex scandals and the gay shit and all this bullshit that went on behind the scenes. Isn't it just ironic that all these people got caught up in his bullshit? And the funny thing is about you motherfuckers that sit back and talk shit about wrestling from the back in the days and, oh, that weird 80s, 90s. Yeah, well, it's funny because what companies are you talking about? You're talking about the WWE, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, but look at what the fuck your era is producing with WWE. So how the fuck do you have any room to point a finger at anything? It is what it is. But understand, we got to stop having these fucking, listen, fuck WWE. But this whole thing about the heels being, these heels, being apologetic and showing like they give a fuck. And, well, I guess that's because today's generation is pussy. Because today's men are walking around wearing skirts and dresses and trying to be women. Today's men and women are walking around scared to take real bumps. Today's men and women are walking around here basically in their feelings all the time. Everything is personal. They make something this small, this big. So, yeah. Yeah, and they don't carry themselves like men and women, like grown men and women. Let's picture this. Let's picture Sting, right? Let's picture Sting having a conversation right the fuck now, right? And Sting got his blonde bleached hair or whatever the fuck. He got his little, his face paint on. And he comes out there with his scorpion outfit on. And they like, so Sting, what do you think about the next Starrcade? You versus the Nature Boy Ric Flair for the world, WCW World Champion. What do you think about it? Hey, listen, this shit gonna be lit. You know what I'm saying? Dig. It's gonna be lit. Nature Boy Ric Flair. Woo! The Sting is coming for you. And I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be pretty. Yo, we going to get it cracking all over the motherfucking Coliseum. Listen, you'd be like, what the fuck? Right? And I don't give a fuck, black, white, Puerto Rican, whatever the fuck I'm saying. Imagine the Road Warriors talking like that. Animal and Hulk. You guys are facing doom. They attacked you last week. They took out Animal. They locked you in the closet in the back. I know revenge is on your mind. Hulk isn't like, well, Doom is going to find out who's really doomed. Because we are the Legion of Doom. And we're coming full force with everything we got. You guys are going down, blah, 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 whatever, right? Instead, Hulk is like, hey, yo, Animal, tell me something. Yo, big dog, what you think is going to happen to Doom? You think they're going to be doomed, or you think they're going to be able to repeat what they did to us last week? I mean, talk to me, dog. Tell me something, Daddy, because I really don't understand what's going on with this Doom. Well, you know, Hulk, for real, this shit going to really be lit. I'm talking like big lit, like, you know what I'm saying, on a whole nother level, big lit, because, yo, we are the Legion of Doom. You're Hulk, I'm Animal, and I'm saying, like, this right here, nah, man, this ain't gonna slide, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Yeet, yeet, Just imagine how you'd be looking at Animal and Hulk. Just imagine, who could I use for example? Okay, let's say you got Medusa. Like Medusa, I mean, you have been a great wrestler all your career, but this China is a big woman. She's powerful. How do you think you're going to negate that power? Imagine Medusa standing going, well, listen, just so you guys know, it's Medusa time. In China, you'll crumble just like the Great Wall of China. Hair twirl and shit. And I'm going to come and put my WCW title on the line. And just so you know, I'll be looking so beautiful as only I can look. And I am going to go in there and I'm going to conquer this mountain that they call China. Sorry. And for those who don't like it, there's absolutely nothing you can do because, hey, I'm Medusa. And when I look at China, she's going to turn to stone. And that's when I'm going to go for the 1, 2, 3. Toodles. Just imagine that shit coming from Medusa's mouth. Now imagine China going in there having a 50-50 match with Medusa. And I loved Medusa. I loved watching her wrestle. And she was one of the few people that you saw that was consistent with WCW, NWA throughout the years. Disappear, come back, disappear. But just imagine China's in there struggling to beat Medusa. But Medusa's not hitting and running and using her quickness. Medusa just going toe-to-toe with China, like in today's wrestling. But just imagine, you'd be like, they look like a bunch of little girls and boys in there. And just picture what Sting and the Road Warriors look like and what Medusa looked like. Just imagine what China looked like, but they have the persona of these people now. See, this is why I said, if you put China in the ring right now, you take all these other wrestlers, Jade Cargill, or just listen to them talk, and look, it would sound like a grown woman in the ring with a bunch of little kids. A few of them happen to be muscular, but none of them have a grown-up persona. They all just sound like a bunch of little children arguing and bickering and giving you these kiddie-like storylines. And this is one of the biggest differences. You knew who was a heel and who was a face. You knew what heel tactics was. You knew what face tactics was. In this WWE that you have right now, you don't know who's who. You don't know what's what anymore. And it doesn't even matter to them. CM Punk is supposed to be a fucking face. And what does he do? He tells Roman Reigns, maybe I'll bury you next to your dead father. This is coming from a fucking face. Remember when Christian Cage finally understood what Adam Copeland was trying to do. But the thing was, he stayed in character. So now what you have with them is, I'm a face. He still has heel tendencies, but he has a loyalty to me. Do you understand what you had in that? So you know Christian Cage is still in character of a heel. So it's a unique dynamic between the two, but you understand what they're doing. Remember when MJF, I may be a scumbag, but I'm their scumbag. So it keeps him in this heel persona. And basically, you never really saw MJF as going fully face. And it worked for a while. He was doing it. And when he decided to go back to heel, he went back to heel. Great. But that's my point. There's no in between. When Stone Cold was around, Stone Cold was like a face that had a heel's persona as well. Because it wasn't about good guy versus bad guy with Stone Cold. Stone Cold was a guy that, whether you're good or bad, I'll fight you, it doesn't matter. Goldberg was kind of that way. He was kind of that way in WCW. When you think about it, he fought a bunch of heels. And even though he would team with faces to, of course, go against other heels, it's like Goldberg was just Goldberg. You understand what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, he was vicious, but he beat you fair and square. So even though he just had that I'll fight anybody mentality, he still fought you clean. You understand what I'm saying? When he, certain things just don't work. Like some people you turn heel, it's like, nah, it was too soon or wasn't necessary. Some people make a better heel than they do face. Some people make a better face than they do heel. I feel like Goldberg, for him to be a heel, the thing is, Goldberg is not necessarily going to hit you with weapons and do all that. He didn't do that on much of that. So he still is going to beat you fair and square. You understand what I'm saying? This is why he needs to be dominant. Why? Because look at Goldberg. Why should he have to hit you with a chair? Why should he have to cheat? No. You have to know what to do with these wrestlers, man. It's really simple. That's why his whole title reign in WWE, the first one, notice almost every match, he had the bad shoulder. There's always something was wrong, so he was always handicapped in the match. So this is going to cause him to get his ass kicked. Otherwise, if he's healthy, why isn't he running through these guys like he was doing in WCW? See, you got to understand the psychology and all that shit. But yeah, I just wanted to get this video out, yo. All of a sudden now, heels are giving a fuck about how you feel. No, heels are supposed to be you in this piece of shit city. The best thing about this city is when I get on a fucking plane and leave, the streets smell like piss. You got all these fucking crackheads and these prostitutes out here. What kind of city is this? You guys probably are all cousins. You understand? That's what a heel does. The heel makes the crowd go, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You're an ad. That's what heels do. Heels are not supposed to be out there talking about, I respect you, but I'm not impressed. What the fuck was fucking Jade Cargill wearing, man? What was she wearing? Like she was wearing Captain Caveman. Yeah, y'all know who he is, right? Yeah, but a pink version of him. That's what it's like. It looked like she was wearing Captain Caveman. Like he just jumped on her back and, all right, let me fluff you out. And the fuck was she wearing? And for the record, for the women, wrestling companies, please stop having, I don't care if it's AEW, WWE, or whatever, stop having fucking women run to the ring fully dressed in their street clothes with high heels on. You can barely walk in high heels. And you mean to tell me you can kick somebody's ass in high heels? You can't just take the fucking high heels off and either just come out barefoot or just throw some sneakers. I mean, seriously? Seriously, nobody gives a fuck about your style. Oh, I just bought this outfit. I want them. No, it's a fucking sport. See, wrestling is supposed to be kick ass. Got too many divas. Got too many motherfuckers coming out here dressed like they're going to church. Like I said, you're going to kick somebody's ass in heels? Come on, man. Women can barely even fucking walk in heels. You see how careful they are on that ramp? Oh, I don't want to fall off this ramp. Oh, I don't want to fall coming up these stairs, but I'm going to get in the ring and kick your ass. And you have the proper shoes on, the proper clothes. I'm in here in my Sunday in my damn church clothes, and I'm going to kick your ass. Right. Yeah, you ain't never seen the motherfucker come to spar and show up in no damn dress shoes and fucking slacks in his belt. Nah. The motherfuckers come ready so they can move properly, so they can, this is what I'm saying. Stop that goofy shit. But anyways, I said all I needed to say. Faces do face shit, heels do heel shit. And if y'all don't know, get back in the loop. Understand what pro wrestling is and what it's supposed to be. WWE, out of touch, and pretty much giving you nothing but hot boo-boo. That's all I got for y'all. And at the end of the day, I said what I said.